looking at your backlog this week.
I am. Like, I've been putting it off for a while. I've been wanting to go back to Super Mario Galaxy 2 for a long time. Like, I suppose it's that 30-day gaming challenge that we've been doing recently, where we're naming like our favourite things in certain games or whatever, and we've obviously mentioned what our favourite games is. And ever since 2010, I've seen my favourite game as Super Mario Galaxy 2. But I haven't played it since then. So I've almost been nervous to go back to it, just in case, like, if I don't feel as strongly about it or as affectionate for it, like, what am I going to do in my life? Like, it's been chaos. I won't know what my favourite game is anymore. Like, but I took the risk this week and sort of went back to it, and I've got like my original save file like all fully complete on the Wii, but I've been playing it on the Wii U downstairs. And I had a file that had 14 stars on it, so I actually just decided to resume that, because I kind of find with Mario games generally, like, the first few stages kind of like almost, they're like really boring because they're so like basic and stuff, just to get obviously like newcomers into the levels and stuff and the controls and whatever. So like I was sort of happy enough to jump in after 14 stars and go on, but like 14 stars wasn't even that much, because I have been back to the other levels, because if you're familiar with the Galaxy games, there's like these comet stars that come, so they'll appear in one of like the previous levels that you've done, and they'll give you like a different challenge for that level, and like, so that's really fun. So I have basically been through to every level so far, and I'm currently 60 stars into it, so I'm probably at a stage where like I could nearly get towards the final boss, but I've been playing it in the way that where I'm doing absolutely everything I can on a level before moving on, and then like as soon as I see the comet star appearing for one, jump straight back to that level, get that done, and it's been wonderful, like very special.
So nice to hear.
Yeah, it's like when I first started it, like I was kind of worried by the mistakes I was making and stuff, because like we're kind of like Mario's controls have evolved over the years. Like they've always felt perfect when you play them on the console. Like as soon as the game comes out, they feel amazing, and you maybe don't even notice like the wee incremental updates that the Mario has had over the years in his controls. But when you go back to a previous game, it doesn't feel quite as good as the one you've just played. So like Odyssey's controls feel absolutely phenomenal. So it took me a wee bit of time to adjust to Galaxy again. But I'm used to it now, and it's feeling great. Like I love how it plays. I can put the perfect thing with Mario games is like you can do like a big long jump, and you can like control exactly where you're landing. You know, it just feels amazing. Like you don't really get that sort of like flexibility with a lot of platformers. Mario just feels perfect to control, and just playing around with the gravity and stuff again, and going through all these levels that I've done before, but like I don't remember a lot of them actually. So it's actually feeling like a brand new Mario adventure again. It's so like I'm having such a good time, and I probably will do my best to try and see it through to like all 242 stars again. But I know the last mission is very difficult. What I would call like, see, you're not allowed to get hit or whatever. It's yeah, but I will see how far I can get, certainly. Apart from that, while I've been sort of in the Wii sort of mode, like I stuck Pro Evo on. Again, it's like the last Pro Evo we actually had on a Nintendo console, which was 2013, which actually came out on 3DS as well, but I've got the Wii version there. And as much as I kind of like and appreciate like the control scheme that the Wii versions of Pro Evo had, you can kind of see why it never really caught on that much, because it is quite tricky, and the game itself is sort of like, it was based on really like as far back really as like the 2008 2009 PS2 version, which hadn't really like progressed for a few years. So it's kind of, it feels a wee bit like wee bit rusty in this day and age. Like, and I was finding myself, like, I was playing against the computer just, and the way you can drag players around and like hold the button in to make them run before you like go release the pass and stuff, it's very easy to like keep hold of the ball kind of, and just I find it very easy just to like score and against the computer, and so there's not that much challenge there, and you do kind of miss some of that like more intricate control of like controlling your players, probably, because like you can sprint with the one of the buttons. I remember the first Pro Evo on the Wii, like you had to like drag the player along by himself, but in this here you can use like a button to sprint and stuff. But you are missing like shooting was always the biggest aspect that was kind of like the downfall of those games, like because you just shake the nunchuck to shoot. You can point at the goal as well and pick sort of like either side or whatever, but you don't get to put like the proper power in or anything, or any finesse or anything. It's always felt like a bit of a lottery, and like as much as like I was finding it easy to like rip the computer apart when I was playing, like the shooting was just like a wee waggle, and like when my player was just like whacking it wide or whatever, it's like I didn't really feel like I was in control of it. I also played a wee game of tennis on Wii Sports Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can still play that online. I know like the Miiverse stuff is obviously gone, because you could have like you could set like reactions kind of to the different directions, I think, on the D-pad. I remember having a few things drawn for those. I'm not sure if they're still accessible now or not. But that was decent as well. I wouldn't actually mind getting online with it. But that's been kind of it. Like, I'm kind of back in Wii mode again. And I had that sort of at the start of this year, and needed Animal Crossing to sort of get me back onto the Switch. And I just find myself going back to the Wii again, and like there's quite a few games that I would like to revisit again, and especially if it's going to be like Galaxy, where it kind of feels like a new game again, because obviously I've forgotten it. Like games like Zack and Wiki, or like Fragile Dreams, something like that, you know. I don't know when I'm going to be back on the Switch at this point.
Lonely Mountains.
Lonely Mountains sale needs to come.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.